Angry fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking heads, man. Early. Hey, we got the guest call on. We got NORBES on the line.
Whoa. We got to stop the show once I get on the line, Angry fan.
What you said?
We got to stop the show once I get on.
Why you say that?
Because it's Sir International NORBES. You know, I changed my name. And we're joining forces. We're going to start the Angry NORBES movement or something like that. You know what I mean? And we're going to take over the battle rap universe. What's up, Angry fan? What's poppin'?
Chilling, man. What's good with you, bro?
Oh, man, I hear Illinois making an appearance. You know how that go. What's up, though, bro?
I hear you. Yo, check this out. I had to get right into it, shit, but niggas want to know, like, what's going on with the UFF and shit? I'm hearing 106. I'm fucking going to be on no more.
Honestly, I seen the tweet myself today, and I was like, shit, man, like, you know.
Oh, so you didn't know?
To be honest with you, no, I really didn't know. I kind of was like, oh, shit. I was like, all right, shit, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we were working on the next season, so we wasn't really paying attention to 106. Like, we had a segment on 106, which is on Fridays. But, you know, at the end of the day, shit, that's what they doing. I don't really know what's going to happen as of right now, to be honest with you. But, you know, we're always working on other TV situations and stuff like that. Like, that wasn't going to be the end-all situation for us, to be honest with you. So we were looking into doing other things besides 106. So, I don't know. At this point, you know, I guess we'll finish out the season and we'll see where we take it from there. But believe me, you know, that's our goal to stay on TV. And, you know, we did really well on there. So, you know, let's see what's up.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. I know your ratings had to have been dope. So far,
no, we did well. Don't get it twisted, but you gotta say 106 is more than just the UFF. So if we're on once a week, which is a Friday, you're talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What are they doing between then? So, you know, even if the ratings are up on that one day, how can you justify keeping the show on for 5? You know what I mean? So I don't really know the intricacies of the 106 situation. I just know the intricacies of our situation. So, yeah, at this point, hey man, I had fun doing it. We had fun working with the BT staff, so, you know, hey, I don't know exactly. I actually spoke to Bees earlier about it, so we were all like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? We were all caught off guard. Remember, we weren't a part of 106. We were just doing a collaboration with them, so it's not to say that we're not going to do another collaboration with them, but we really want our own show anyway. That's the main goal, whether it be on HBO, fucking Showtime, MTV, or whatever, and what we did show people is that we can be successful on a network. You know what I'm saying? That battle rap can be successful on a network. And a lot of people were skeptical of that if you really think about it. Like, you know, even when you've seen it on battle rap on TV before, it was kind of watered down. You couldn't do X, Y, and Z. And we stayed true to the brand. Even though we bring it to 2-minute rounds, it was raw and uncut. And if you look at the last episode before this one, I didn't get the numbers on this one, but the NORBES Excel, it was trending everywhere. People were talking about it, calling it possible battle of the year. Now, put it into perspective. Think about it. When was the last time you could say it was a classic Freestyle Friday battle, and people were actually talking about it? So, you know, these are accomplishments that you can't sweep under the rug. So, you know, we're just gonna move forward and, you know, finish out the season and see what happens next. So at this point, like, you know, let's see what's up.
Okay. Hey, have you made any of the PG cuts yet? And I gotta ask that personally because, you know, I fuck with PGs hard because I don't think people understand that shit about the PGs and shit. Like, that's gonna be the wave. Not saying fuck the old niggas, but it's like if battle rap is gonna keep going on and shit, you got to keep bringing in quality battlers.
Yeah, of course, and it goes with any league. You know, and when I'm a big NFL, I'm a big NBA supporter, and I believe in the series of the NBA and NFL. That, you know, eventually Jordan has to retire, so you have to have the next guy come in, Kobe. Kobe gets old, you got LeBron. LeBron's getting older, you know, you got Kevin Durant, a younger player, then you got the Kyrie Irvings. You got to constantly, you know, replenish your roster with fresh talent because eventually, like Casita, for instance, Casita was on the roster. You know, he's more onto TV. He's going to be doing movies and stuff like that. Hitman Holler's kind of moving on. They're not going to battle forever. So you got to continue to keep it fresh, and it makes it more competitive. You know what I'm saying? it's almost like when AI faced Mike for the first time and he double-crossed him. You wouldn't be able to do that if you didn't have a new guy coming into the league and you had Jordan continuing to play Barkley in the playoffs and stuff like that. So, these are things that you have to continue to do for your league to flourish. And that's why we've been flourishing, because we always have a good influx of talent. I'm excited. I know I sent you a preview of the battle of the Jonite battle the other day. I'm excited to watch some of these new guys. Like I take pride in seeing these classic battles of people that people really don't know about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you always have to have an influx of talent, and I really believe that we do the best job of continually, bringing up superstars or people that are going to go to the next level. And that's the reason I cut the PGs until January, for the simple fact that I'm going to make the cuts probably January 1st. I'll probably release the full roster. That's going to be the release date. You know what I mean? And, it keeps it competitive, So that's really what I'm focused on.
You're trying to make cuts.
I already started making cuts. There's been cuts. I just haven't made them public yet. But January, you'll know, basically who's going to be on the roster. I'm not. I just want the best of the best, man. And it's just not the most talented. It's also the best character, the best people that are gonna represent your brand. And I think, you can hurt your brand by bad representation. People getting in trouble. People not carrying themselves as individuals. And I really believe in that. A lot of people be like, "Yo, that's crazy," but no, Nike's not going to sponsor somebody that gets in trouble all the time or can't handle being the face of that brand. So you got to be very selective who you make the face of your brand. And over the years, I've learned to basically, evaluate those characteristics on people. I want the right people in to get that light, the right representation, the right people to be in front of camera. Because if we're gonna ever go to fully be corporate America, you need, the corporate people to be able to say, okay, I can see this guy speaking in front of a camera. I can see this. I can see that. You need to be represented well. So, we're taking everything into account besides just ability. You know what I mean? And, that's the focus right here at the URL. We want to be represented as a brand well, in all aspects of battle rap and media, to be honest with you.
Okay. How hard is it for you to make cuts? I mean, how many chances do you actually give him? Say a battler chokes. He's good, but he chokes in this battle in front of you. Like, you give him another chance or what?
I'll give you an example. Like Big K, he choked twice, and I was willing to give him a shot because I believe Big K is one of the most talented people, and he showed out that he's just washing people over at King of the Dot. So, I always knew Big K had it, and he just needed to get it together. So, it doesn't really matter to me to choke. You know what I'm saying? Because the PGs is there so you can learn your craft, develop it, find who you are as a battler. Because a lot of battlers come into battle and don't know who they are. They end up finding themselves later. So if you do a good job bringing these kids up, then they don't have that confusion, that big loss that destroys them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like even like Brix Belvy. Brix Belvy at one point was a highly touted prospect. Then he took a couple real bad losses, then kind of fell off the face of the earth and came back. And he's always been in between. And we're trying to avoid stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because we'd rather bring you up to the point where, okay, now we feel comfortable with you. Because at the end of the day, we're responsible for these guys' careers. And I don't want to throw somebody out there too early and risk them just falling apart, because it's a lot of pressure to be in front of 2,000 people. And let me give you an example. Like a lot of people talk about, some of these new guys can't get on the big stage. If you remember closely, I know Angry Fan, you've been following this for years. The first time Abra went on the big stage, he was not successful. He was booed off the stage. You know what I mean? The first time Math was in front of a couple thousand people, the same thing happened to him. And if you remember Summer Madness 1, there was a lot of people dying in that building. So for everybody to say, these PG guys ain't ready, a lot of these vets weren't ready when they first got their opportunity. You just got to eventually grow into that. The Abra became a star, understood the crowd. So don't judge these guys the first time going on stage, because they're learning the stage. They're learning performing in front of 2,000 people and controlling that. Like Hitman Hollow's a special person. That kid is special. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a special individual to be able to do that. But you can't expect these guys to go from 150 people in a room to 2,000 and be able to control, because it's still you gotta kind of switch your style but still be the same. You know what I mean? So that's why I need people to understand that. You know.
Go ahead, Nate.
Oh, you talking to me?
Oh, no, I thought Henny was trying to say something.
Oh, that's Henny. Well, who's Henny? I need to know who Henny is. Henny, what's up, baby?
Yo, what's going on, big dog? You know what I mean?
What's up?
I'm just, you know, I'm a fan of the culture like everybody else. You know what I mean? I've been fortunate, you know. My man blessed me with an opportunity, you know, and I hope we just take off from there. But other than that, you know what I mean, my question,
man, that's it.
That's it. That's all a man can do. Thank you, sir. Other than that, you know what I mean, my first question would be, do you see anytime soon in the foreseeable future Math or Lux coming back to the URL?
Oh, absolutely. Like at the end of the day, a lot of people get mad at me when I say it doesn't count, this the NBA, but it's so much bigger when you win or lose on the URL, and that's really what I refer to. And let's put this into perspective. Last time I said the Lux battle versus Calico was bigger than Lux or Hollow. People misinterpreted saying it was better. No, the battle with Lux and Hollow was more competitive. But what the Lux Calico battle did for Lux, in terms of my nigga, after he battled Calico, the nigga was on Howard Stern. He was trending worldwide. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a whole other, echelon of notoriety. T-Rex, when he battled Clips, performance Clips just had versus T-Rex, my nigga, like, he had it on smack. Now now everybody's sitting there like, this guy's he's the best doing it, period. Although people were saying it before, but now it's just like, okay, nobody wants to mess with Charlie. It's literally, that stage. And Lux understands if he comes back, let's say he battles Clips in Summer Madness 5, because, I just did the blog calling him out, and he beats Charlie. Let's just say he beats Charlie, and he does what he has to do. Do you understand how big that's going to be? You know what I'm saying? Especially the fact that on Summer Madness 5, that stage is the Super Bowl of battle rap, and it's no shade to anybody else. It's just the reality of the situation. So Lux understands, what he wants to do, and he's made a lot of money in this shit. But if he wants to continue to make that type of money, he needs that performance, And Lux is, he is Lux, man, and he's a competitor. And I know he's not satisfied with what he did at the Total Slaughter event. So I think he's a very calculated individual. I think Lux will be on Summer Madness 5. I'll be honest with you. I really think he wants to be on there. And I hope it's against Clips. Depending on what happens with Clips or Hollow, too. Let's not walk by Hollow the Dawn, because Hollow the Dawn is, if you got 1A, 1 and 2 or 1A, 1B, they're right there together. They're basically the best at what they do. In terms of being the best all-around battlers, Hollow and Clips are clearly 1 and 2 or 1 and 1A. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even arguable, in my opinion.
Okay.
All right. So you think that Lux might come over there? What about Cassidy? I see Cassidy's over there, been on stage.
Honestly, I heard Cassidy signed a 2-battle deal over there. So I don't know what Cassidy got in his plans, to be honest with you. But if he wants to make a huge impact, he knows what he got to do. He knows what he has to do. Like, and there's no shade towards that situation, but I know there's a lot of people that don't really want to see the Disaster Cassidy battle. Like, it just, to me, when I first heard the battle, it didn't make sense. I'd rather seen Disaster against somebody else. I'd rather seen Disaster as Mr. Fab, to be honest with you. I thought that was more of a style clash, you know what I mean? But, people want to see Cassidy battle some of the smack guys. So yeah. I could see Cassidy coming. I just know, I think Cassidy wants to get his feet wet, and I commend him for that. Like, honestly, he's the better rapper out of the two. So I know he can go in there. Even though I think he's going to lose to Disaster, I think people will want to see him after that, and they're still going to want to see him as a street dude. I just think he's doing it to get his feet wet and get that check. So I can see Cassidy coming over. Honestly, I'd rather see King Los. That's me. I think King Los is on another echelon.
Have y'all spoke to him?
I speak to Los all the time. He's a good dude. He's really focused on his music, but he did say if he was to do it, he'd want to put 150% in it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a mindset to get into it. And I think that's where Joe Buttons failed. Joe Buttons didn't have the mindset. I think that he just felt like he was going to go up there and do what he did, and he never really fully understood what he had to do. And I think King Lowe's seen the errors of the Joe Buttons, of the Cannabises, and if he does do it, he wants to really go full-fledged into it. So I'll be honest with you, he'd be the most dangerous, and I think I could see King Los really jumping in the ring. But I think he's going to focus on his music now. But if he does get in the ring, I'll tell you right now, he is not the guy to play with. Like, he would definitely be, to me, the most feared guy And I'd like to see him versus Lux. That would be insane. Lux versus King Los. That would be it would be unbelievable, to be honest with you.
If you would
that would be crazy if I could get him back in the ring. I seen a Lux said something about battling, and Big Daddy Kane said for $500K he would battle.
See, to me, that's more of a gimmick, man. Like Big Daddy Kane versus Loaded Lux. That's the gimmick, man. I don't want to see gimmick battles, man.
I mean, but I totally agree with you that right there. But $500K,
he would battle Rock
no, don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna knock Loaded Lux for getting $500,000, but do I want to see Loaded Lux and Big Daddy Kane? No, I don't even want to see Big Daddy Kane drop an album. Why would I want to see him battle?
No, he said he would battle Rakim for the bread, for the $500. He would battle Rakim.
That would be dope.
Let me ask you a question. There's no shade to Rakim. Rakim's one of the greats, but this is a whole other era. If he beats Rakim, who's gonna care? Let's keep it real. It's gonna look like you're beating up. Man, I don't want to say this because I really respect Rakim, but it's like beating somebody else. Like it's like Shaq, or it's like LeBron putting 50 on Larry Bird right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, does anybody really want to see that right now? And there's no disrespect to Rakim because he's one of the greatest, but nobody wants to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You know what I mean? It's not even relevant to me. I'd rather see Lux battle Eclipse. I'm sorry, what are you saying?
Pardon me. I mean, like, I get the, it might be a little outdated, but you think that the comparison between Rakim and Kane is Shaq and LeBron, though?
Well, no, I said LeBron and Larry Bird. I think Larry Bird's one of the greatest threes of all time. But what I'm saying is LeBron's the best now. If they went toe-to-toe, would you think Larry Bird would even score? Like, it's just like he's old. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Rakim Larry Bird going up against Kane. Now, if he went up against a
I said against Lux.
Oh, okay, pawn self. Okay, yeah.
No, if Big Daddy Kane and Rakim battle, hell yeah, I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. That would be something else, but I don't want to see Lux. I think it's kind of a disrespect to the legends, to be honest with you. Like, I don't want to see that. I got too much respect for Rakim. Big Daddy Kane,
see them get killed by Lux and shit.
Yeah, like it's not even and people are gonna say, oh, you're disrespecting by saying they're gonna get killed. It's reality. I'm not trying to throw shade. I really got a lot of respect for these individuals, but it's a different era. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a different era. I wouldn't want to see Jay-Z versus one of these guys. You know what I mean? I think Hov to me is top 3 greatest of all time. You know, and it's just not. I don't want to see that. It's not something. There's so many fights to be made. Why make that one? You know what I mean? Lux can fight Surf. You know what I mean? Lux could go against Clips. Hollow could go against Cass. If I want to see a guy in the industry, I want to see Los. I want to see a nigga. I'm like, yo, this guy King Los. Like, I don't know if you guys heard his mixtapes. This dude's on another level. Like, to me right now, he's the best rapper alive. People are gonna be like, you're crazy. I think he's the best bar for bar rapper alive right now. People are gonna say Eminem, no fucking way. And I think Eminem is great. King Los is the best bar for bar. And to me personally, like, that would be more intriguing because they're both in around the same age bracket. They understand. You know what I mean? It's a different. If you're gonna do different walks of life or different worlds or whatever, I would see that before I would see a Big Daddy Kane or whatever. Like Cassidy, I think totally makes sense to battle now because he's still relevant. You know what I mean? Jada Kiss, yeah, I'd like to see Kiss. You know what I mean? But I don't want to see these other guys like that.
The lot recently they had a blog. Jada said for the right paper, he'll battle whoever, and for the extra bread, the lot could battle whoever. Let's just say the paper was there. If you had the 3 live, you had all 3 members of the Locks, what 3 dudes would you put up against them in the URL? I'm curious.
Wow. I'll tell you right now, Jada Kiss is the only one that'll be able to do something. I'm going to keep it real. Jada Kiss is top 5 that are alive. My whole thing would be the same thing with a Joe Budden. Would he understand the craft? Because people don't understand, like, when you're on a track, the beat actually helps you that much more. Like, people don't realize that. The beat actually helps you with how you say things and how you flow with it. Like, if you heard Rap God when Eminem went off, he fucking blacked, but he blacked on that beat, and him carrying and riding over that beat made it so much more crazier. And I think if these guys going a cappella is a little more difficult for them, even though Kiss has the content, but it's just not spitting a verse. You're literally spitting in front of a few thousand people. And imagine if Jadakiss comes. Do you know how many people are going to be in the fucking building to watch Kiss go? So
right.
It's understanding. This is not just rap. You know what I'm saying? This is acting. This is theatrics. This is crowd control, and this is brand new material. So if Kiss were to really take it, I think Kiss can make the transition. I don't think Sheik would do well. I'll be honest with you. I think Sheik would. I would put Sheik in Shotgun Sugar, and I think Suge would cook him. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. I think Sugar, he understands the ring. Styles P's fired, though. I ain't going to front. But I don't think he can translate. I don't think he would. I would do Sheik and Surf. I think Sheik and Surf might be fire. And I would do Kiss. Damn. Kiss.
What about Game?
You know what's funny? I think Game could do it. I think Game is fire. I would love to see Game battle, to be honest with you. I think he would, but the same thing with Kiss, man. Like, I think Game understands, he does the acting, he does all that other stuff. He understands the theatrics, but he would have to take it serious. He would really have to go into some type of a boot camp. And what I would do if I was these guys, I would spar within each other and work on that type of stuff. Maybe hire one of these battles. I remember speaking to Hollow the Don, and he was like, if Drake would let me help him prepare for his battle, he would do well. Because, you do need that type of coaching. You do need the understanding. And Hollow the Don is top 5 greatest battle rappers of all time. So if they were to take maybe some lessons from these guys, or really sit and work with these guys, let them coach them, I think some of them would be able to make the transition. But I really think they would need these guys to coach them. The same way if Kiss were to work on an album with a Hollow, you would need Kiss to teach you how to really make these tracks. It's the same way, vice versa. If you're going to bring, how Joe Budden has took Surf underneath his wing, it's the same thing. If you're coming into Surf's world, you need to take that advice from that man, because he's the pro with this. So I think that's what it would take for these guys to make their transition. But will their egos allow them to do that? That's the question.
That's a great question.
Right. That's a wonderful question.
Yeah, and it's real stuff. Like I said, people don't understand. If you're gonna take a battler, right, and you're gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna sign this battler, I think he's dope. He's gonna have to take all that coaching to be able to put that album together. It's not easy to put an album together. It's not easy to understand how to make the beat and yourself one. So you have to take that coaching. So if these guys are gonna come over here, they're gonna have to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Just because you're a great artist doesn't make you a great battler. It's two different entities.
Right. And Norris, this is Wing from the Angry Fan Facebook group.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine. How about yourself?
I'm okay.
That's good. Now, and you mentioned Joe Budden, and that was something that I said when we watched Total Slaughter. It was like, you kind of, and with his relationship with Surf, I kind of just thought it would be a no-brainer to get that coaching. You're a great lyricist, but it's like, and I guess you kind of answered my question to that. It's like their pride. You kind of look at it like, I guess that's what it is, because it makes sense. Why wouldn't you get that help? Because this is a totally different world. Y'all don't do this at all.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of these guys, they feel like because they made it in the music industry, why would I listen to somebody that's just battling? And that's downplaying that battle rap. These guys that are just jumping in like, oh, I could do this, I'm going to go get a check. You're kind of disrespecting battle rap. Because
exactly.
This is the art form. This is talent. When Hitman Holla goes up there and does that remix, I don't give a shit. Nobody could do what Hitman Holla does. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want. Maybe he's not the most lyrical, but nobody could do what that man does. The way he commands a crowd. I remember I was watching him, I think it was against Hollow, and he says something, and then makes everybody shut up and says, and that's how you're supposed to control a crowd. You understand how difficult that is? People, and I think people fail to realize how talented these MCs are to be able to do that. Right. And if these guys think because they perform, I remember talking to Joe Budden. I've performed in front of thousands of people, but you're performing music that they already know. You're not performing something brand new in front of these people. It's not like spitting a loose verse that they're all hype. You're literally in verbal combat.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to grasp. You have to get the crowd to grasp everything you're doing. And I've seen the frustration at Total Slaughter in his face. I've seen his overconfidence or his arrogance, whatever you want to say, got to him when he dropped the mic.
Absolutely.
His pride hurt him.
Absolutely.
And that's a rookie mistake. When he dropped that mic, I was like, he just lost. He
Me too.
got so flustered. He got so flustered because he's not used to being booed. Joe Budden is not used to being booed. He got so flustered that these people were sitting there booing him. It was kind of like, how dare you boo Joe Budden?
Right.
And this
but
is
he had to understand this is not your. This was a totally different world. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now let me. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and that's exactly the point that I'm trying to make in terms of if these guys really respect it, don't come here and get a check. Come here and take this shit serious. Come take
totally agree.
Right. That was going to be my next question to you, piggybacking off of what Henny said. Jadakiss said if the paper was right, but just from a URL's perspective, if that was an idea battle that you guys will put together with the locks or whatever, but I mean that money, the money aspect, like you said, with the respect to the other battlers who has been keeping battle rap relevant for years. I mean, would you even consider paying that kind of money to high six figures?
It's a tough situation to be in. Jadakiss is, like I said, top 5 dead or alive. The eyeballs that will be on your battle if you get Jadakiss to battle will be enormous. It would be everywhere. It would shed a crazy light. So it's definitely it's a risk, but it's a calculated risk. Now, if a lot of new eyeballs will be on there, and this was my issue with the Total Slaughter thing. There was a lot of new eyeballs added because Total Slaughter got involved. And if that's the first time you've seen an event, you might not want to see that because a lot of the battles were kind of, and there's no shade.
You wouldn't want to watch that rap. Mm-hmm.
So that's the risk you take. You know what I'm saying? That's really the risk you take. And, is it worth sacrificing the culture for some quick exposure?
Right.
Or do you just continue to work and do what we're doing and say, you know what, I'm not really interested in that. And again, if I would love to book Jadakiss. I am one of Jadakiss's biggest fans. But if we were to sit down, I would have to know. I would have to look Jada in the eyes and be like, Jada, is this really for the money, or do you really want to do this? Because I love this culture, and I don't want to see it soiled or ruined because somebody wants to get paid.
Right.
And you can easily lose a lot of fans and sponsors because I don't want to see this. This guy's getting creamed.
Right. You lose that respect.
And
right.
Yeah, and if he gets beat fair and square and he put 100% into it, then I'm fine. But I would really have to sit with him and look him in his eyes and like, Kiss, do you really want to do this?
Right.
Like, I understand your pride, but are you willing to put the work in to put a crazy performance? And like I said, when I remember speaking to Joey for Total Slaughter, he told me out of his own mouth, this is the most difficult thing he's ever had to do. And think about it, he didn't really perform that great.
No,
right.
And it's hard. It's a tough situation because you get such a big name. It's Jadakiss, man. I would love to do it. I would definitely do it. Honestly, if it was on the table, I would do it. But I would really want to sit with him and like, yo, Kiss, please take advice from, work with one of these guys, Eclipse, or Hollow, whoever, Really, really. And honestly, this might sound crazy. This is why the PGs are created. People are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, this is why it's created because these guys have to get used to these crowds. They have to adapt. They have to understand what's a go and what's not a go. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, you're going to send Jadakiss to the PGs? It's not that. I'd rather see Jada in a one-off so he can get the feel.
Right. Yeah.
And people are going to be like, oh, you're disrespecting Kiss because you're saying you should do a PG. It's not. The PGs is not an insult. It's helping these guys develop and go. You know what I mean? Because it takes a lot to be able to get up in front of those people and go crazy. And, of course, everybody's going to say Jadakiss performed in front of thousands, but he hasn't battled in front of thousands. You know? So it's a tough situation to be in, but I would love, like I said, I would love to have Jadakiss. But I'd rather see Jadakiss battle with somebody in the industry. I'd rather see him battle Beans. What? Imagine Jada and Beans match on Smack. How crazy would that be?
Come on, man. Beans is fucking him up, man.
But you know what? You're going to have 1 million people say that Kiss will win. And you'll have 1 million people say that Beans will win. Imagine them going back at it. Like, that's something I would love to see.
But you know what else, that niggas don't think about, that I think about all the time, which gets me upset, is that while we're talking about these industry artists coming in, what happens to people who are mid-tier? Like, I got some names right now I'm going to read off to you.
Okay.
And just think about, like, we all talking about that, but what about niggas like this who are doing their thing? You got niggas like M City. Doesn't get the respect he deserves, I believe. You don't really see him doing anything. He's not on URL, so he's just out there. I don't understand what's going on with him because he's been putting in mad work. You got, like, I would like to see Ilmac from King of the Dot on URL. I think he's dope. He had a dope battle with Big K. You got Passwords out there, and you got Big K. Now, I know you niggas got your issues with Big K, but like you said, he's one of the most talented in the world. Like, do you think these dudes might make it? Big K, YK, M City, Ilmac, and Pass.
I've had conversation with M City. I was actually going to book M City for September. A lot of people don't know that. I think it was going to be ended by law. But M City, I think, was working on his mixtape, wasn't going to be able to finish. But M City's always welcome to come back.
Okay, they just body bag DNA. What's up with DNA? No, are you talking to him, and what's going on, man? Because this is exactly what y'all talking about. You going somewhere else and losing bad.
I think, and that's the thing with the whole. When I tell people all the time, people get mad, like, yo, it only counts when URL.
And that's bullshit. Is I actually listen to you. I know niggas think I come at you a lot and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's you already know what that's about and shit. Like,
a lot of times it's warranted. I don't care. You gotta stay angry for I enjoy the pub, but with DNA, it's like, sometimes these guys are gonna go there and they don't really care, to be honest with you. And obviously M City's gonna fucking care. M City's fire. When I remember his first PG was him and Cyborg. They went crazy. No, hold on. Before I even digress with the topic, why don't you niggas make a damn YouTube page for vaulted battles or battles that you really do not plan on ever putting out, and just let a backup URL page throw out there? You'll still get views, I would think, and subscribers and shit. Niggas is still fucking. You know what's crazy? I was gonna do that with the War Report page. I was gonna just put the battles and be like, you know what? But and then you gotta realize that I'm not gonna use these guys. So it's like, should I put them out? It's a tough situation to be in. But I was actually thinking of putting them on the War Report page, or just giving these guys their footage. I don't really know. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm not 100% sure, but like I tell people all the time, when these guys come, they know. Like, don't get it too angry, friend. They fucking know that if they don't perform to the level I expect, and people get mad all the time, like, why is it you? It is what it is. It's me, Beasley. If you don't perform to the level we expect, it's not going to come out. We're not going to put out just anything. And people are like, yo, that's messed up. You get these guys flying themselves in, doing this. My nigga, if Jay-Z calls you tomorrow and says, listen, you got one chance to impress me, bring your best shit, and you're gonna fly yourself in. I don't give a shit if you're in Alaska. You're going to come to New York City and put your best effort. But you run the risk. Jay-Z's not going to fly you out. If Jay-Z gives you that shot, he's not going to fly you out. You got to do what you got to do. And it's kind of the same thing, to be honest. But I have been considering dropping some of the battles that, some people kill, but I just want to see it. I'm actually thinking of doing it under the War Report channel, because I already created that. That's actually my media outlet. But I'm not, if I look at it like, if I don't want to put it out, it's because you didn't impress me. You didn't do what I expected or what you were supposed to do. It's a tough situation. But when I do drop the guys that I'm like, look, this guy. Like, when you see Monday, you're going to see why I dropped it. I'm actually considering doing that. But to answer your question about Young Cannon, I think Young Cannon is dope. I recruited Young Cannon. I think Young Cannon's fire. I just think it's a lot of the reasons these guys don't blow up is because they don't understand how to market themselves. And you got to go back to what Averb said. Like, you guys don't know how to market yourselves. And Young Cannon, he's a dope battle rapper. But do you know anything about Young Cannon outside of his battles?
The crazy part about that shit, honestly, I could say is no. That's crazy.
Yeah, you don't. You know, like, bro, how do I have more followers than Young Cannon? I don't rap, but you know stuff about me. I understand. People, when I talk, people listen. Whether you hate me or you love me, you're gonna listen. You know, I have a personality, and I think a lot of guys don't understand how to market themselves. You know, and I think M City's kind of the same way. And M City's fire. M City's fire. You know, a lot of these guys, they just don't promote themselves. They don't know how to stay relevant. The only time they're relevant is when their battle drops, and that's a problem. Averb is relevant 365 days of the year. Why? Right. Because he drops blogs. He does this. He does that. People want to know about Averb. You want to know what Averb's been doing. Averb drops a blog, people tune in. You don't have to be funny. You just got to be yourself. And I think Young Cannon's problem, as well as like even with the Illmax, you don't know nothing about them until they battle, and it doesn't sell fights. What makes Floyd Mayweather interesting is the fact that you want to see him lose, one, and he keeps people at attention. People, anytime Floyd does something, people want to watch. And I think these guys have to master that. You know, it's not about the battles. It's more than that. You have to promote yourself. Like, a lot of people be like, yo, but why is John keeps himself relevant? John understands how to keep himself hot. Even if you hate John, you're going to watch. He's one of the most viewed battlers. Right. Bill Collector, one of the most viewed battlers. Why? He understands. People love his personality. He does other things to keep himself relevant. You know, people can't wait till Bill Collector steps in the ring. So, in terms of marketing yourself, you have to do a better job.
My kid doesn't do any of that shit. I got to agree. I mean.
Yeah, and Young Cannon's dope. I mean, he's fucked up a lot of people. You know?
Yeah.
But it goes back to people who try to put the blame on us and all this, because it's not us. If you make people want to book you, they're going to book you. You shouldn't have a problem booking, especially a battle in your own city. That's ridiculous. You should be the headliner. You haven't even been a headliner. And it's no shade. It's reality.
Yeah, it's reality of shit.
You know what I mean? You got to keep yourself relevant, you know? Even when Total Slaughter was booked, they booked a lot of people that were personalities. Why? Because you're selling TV. You're trying to sell the battle of the artist. So you need to you need people that are going to keep your interest. And you know?
I got two names for you who don't do that also. What you think about them? Well, one of them, Swave is one of them. Swave is into my mind because I don't really see him doing a lot of blogs either.
Yeah, it's another one. Swave is and Swave is a dope battler, but it always seems like when he has his big shot, he fucking doesn't do well. You know what I mean? He always Swave Silva might be the best rapper to lose the most battles 3-0. And people are going to be like, what are you talking about?
Let me think how many battles he lost 3-0 in.
What happened?
I'm trying to think how many battles he lost 3-0.
He lost to Disaster 3-0. I don't care what nobody says. He lost to Disaster. He lost to Averb 3-0. And I don't know, I heard he lost a show off. It's like when he loses bad. And I thought he lost to Head Ice 3-0. And I was there.
You know what, though? I don't think that did kill Sway. Well,
I don't know. When I was there.
He definitely won. Damn, Sway, yes, man. He's standing right next to Cormega when this is going down.
Yeah.
That was Sway, but that was a bad look, bro.
And think about it like this, and I love Sway. Sway was like a big brother to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you asked for Averb for fucking 2.5, 3 years, and you got destroyed.
But I actually was telling him that shit, too, for mad long in the Chris and Bias group. I was like, my nigga, why are you chasing this nigga Verb, son? Like, you don't want them problems. That's how me and Sway first ever interacted. We was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
He said I was on some dick riding shit going against New York. I'm just like, my nigga, you don't want Verb. Stop chasing this nigga, B. She's going to fuck around and give you what you want. And 2 years later, that's what happened.
Yeah, and it was crazy if you really think. And like I said, like Swave is another one. And you know what's funny? He's hilarious. I mean, me and him we're going at it today, just snapping on each other. He's a funny guy, but you wouldn't know that if you watch anything with Swave. You don't know that. You know?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these, huh?
No, go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
No, I said a lot of these guys, they don't understand that. And like I said, like I think Swave is dope. It's just every time he's supposed to do it, he doesn't. And I don't get it. I don't understand why. You know, but you know he's had bad luck with the daylight situation. That shit didn't go down. Like, I really think if he would have took that battle, if he would have been able to get that battle off, I think that would have really helped him. I think Swave is a very strategic dude, but the problem with Swave is if he can't bully you, he really can't beat you, and I think that's his problem. You know?
That's his main angle, some bully type shit. Okay, now Norb, you know I gotta bring this shit up. What about Danny? Danny has undeniably been putting out classic battles. Like he has been on crazy leagues. Is there ever a chance of him being on URL?
As of right now, I'll be honest, Angry Fan. Like I love Danny as a person, but I have no interest. Like there's no real desire for me to book him because and people could say, oh, you're alienating him. I haven't booked JC. JC was battling every 2 weeks.
Wait. You don't see JC being on URL no more?
When was the last time we booked him?
Oh shit!
You gotta understand
why. But they keep putting out good battles. You know that, right?
It depends on what I don't think so, to be honest with you.
You are right. It really comes down to opinions and shit. So you are right.
Like I think Danny's talented. Like, I'm gonna put it this way: the thing with me and Danny, it got personal for a little bit for the simple fact that, you know, Danny agreed to a lot of things and didn't live up to it, but asked me to agree to a lot of things and I lived up to it. And I want, like, when I push a brand, I need to do it calculated. If Danny would have did what I asked him to do, he wouldn't be paying T-Rex $12,000 to battle. He'd be getting paid to battle T-Rex, possibly at NORBES. And it's a big difference. And I think Danny doesn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Danny Myers is a very talented battler. There's a reason I rock with him. You know what I mean? But there's no big excitement when Danny battles because he battles too goddamn much. He just battles some girl named Toots. What the fuck are you battling a girl named Toots for? Who the fuck cares? Danny? You know what I mean? And I think Danny has to understand his value. If Danny gets to battle people in spurts as opposed to every week, people miss you. Sometimes you got to make people miss you. When they see you all the time, it's no excitement. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you have to battle fucking once a year. Danny, you could do 4 to 4. Put your best performances 4 times a year. You know what I mean? And when I was working with Danny, that was the game plan. But due to the fact that he was just caught up in battling every week, it didn't make sense for me to push a product that, for one, wasn't exclusive, and for two, that was going to oversaturate the situation. I didn't want to go through the JC syndrome again. You know what I'm saying? And you know, people are like, yo, but why would you? Bro, everybody gets the same conversation. Nobody's isolated differently. I'm not going to push you if you're going to just wear out your brand. You know what I mean? You have to understand, if we're going to market you, people have to want to see you. There's a reason people are excited to see Briz Rothstein's next battle. Because he doesn't battle every 5 minutes. So, like, well, I can't wait to see Briz next battle. You know, I can't wait to see Prep. I can't wait to see Tay Rock. Because they don't do it so often, and you make people anticipate you more. They want to see you more.
Yeah, not saying, oh, he has another battle again over here 3 weeks later.
Who?
I'm saying in general that's the way that everything is going, seeming like.
And I wish I would work with Danny if we sat down and really talked.
But I don't even just mean Danny. I mean everybody. It just seems like everybody has to battle.
You know what's the problem, Angry Fan? And people are like, oh, you're stopping these guys from eating. No, nobody's stopping these guys from eating. And it irritates me because I deal with a lot of people. And every time I say this, people get mad. Get a fucking job. I don't understand. I work. Angry Fan, you probably work. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of these guys.
But you know what? No, you got to think about it, my nigga. Think about how easy that shit is to say. To book 1 week, all right, I'm bound over here for, let's say, $5,000. They want me to battle over there 4 days later for $2,500. They saying, why get a job when I can say yes to that second battle?
That's a question. That's a good point. How many of these guys are really getting $2,500? How many of these guys are really getting $5,000? I know what these guys are really getting, Angry Fan. They're getting $500. They could barely keep a goddamn cell phone on. Angry Fan, you know more of these guys than I do. Well, you know probably as much. And how many of these guys have the same fucking number more than a month? You know why, Angry Fan? Because they can't pay the goddamn phone bill. They're getting paid. They're getting paid peanuts, but they're gonna mislead you and say, if somebody's getting 5,000 every fucking league, who wouldn't battle? I'd be battling every fucking 3-4 months my damn self. I'll be battling every month. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting don't believe that shit. Please don't believe that shit. You know what I mean?
Speaking on the whole, now, I mean, to go back to what we were saying earlier about the whole Joe Budden shit and how, you know, you don't think they really take it seriously with the big name. What's the conversation like with dudes like, let's say, Young L, a Big T, that have, you know, earned their stripes in the game, but when they have a few, not more than a few, poor performances in a row, like, what's that conversation like from a business aspect for y'all with them?
It's kind of weird because, and it's just not to isolate Big T. It's like a lot of these guys want top dollar, right? So they're like, yo, I want 5,000, right? Man, I did this for 5. I want 6. But they don't realize when you have a bad performance, why the fuck would I pay you 5,000 again? But you can't tell these guys that shit. If you be like, I'm not gonna pay you 5,000, you just perform like shit. Oh man, you're trying to play me. Like, they don't understand. Like, you know, they don't understand when they perform at such a bad level. You're not gonna pay them that top dollar. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of them got caught up in chasing these checks that their material has suffered. It's not a coincidence that Big T's took in way more battles and has been lousy. And then let's keep it real. Big T's last great performance was Surf. That was 2 years ago. Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. You guys tell me.
True. I believe it's true.
And it's not a coincidence that he took, 3-4 battles after that, and in those battles he struggled. And I think now Big T's having the problem of finding himself. You know what I'm saying?
But no, how about
find it?
Well, let me ask you this. Pardon me, sir. I mean, you want me to?
You know, I just thought about those notes, but like, you already don't have that many events unless y'all gonna keep it. Like, the way y'all doing that shit now is fire, B. If you get the top event on one weekend or one day, then the mid-tier, because you niggas is set for battles and shit.
You know what's funny, though? We have these events, but think about it like this. When these guys are getting booked everywhere, right, and they're on our roster, how do you book them? When you can, I'll give you an example. Summer Madness weekend, we couldn't book half our roster or a lot of the people that were on our roster because they were everywhere. So that's why you have to minimize events sometimes, because these guys are going so many places. That's why you have to be strict. But we also had a lot of events inside of SOBs. You know, we had a lot. Like, we have 4 big events, but we had small events in between that stuff. You know what I mean? And like,
that's so weird to me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. What are you saying? Say what you're saying.
I was saying that is so weird to me when you said that in your Vlad interview about not being able to book half of your roster because they were so scattered around doing other things. And it's like, I mean, when you're calling for a Summer Madness event, I mean, when you said that, I was just like, wow, really? Like, Norbes calls you and says, hey, I want to book you for Summer Madness, but you can't commit to that?
But it's not even Summer Madness. Like, everybody wants to Summer Madness, but those events that you guys want to see them, the ones that are like the smaller events, let's say 500 people at SOBs, these guys are so fucking scattered, it's just, it hurts what you're going to do. And then, I'm going to give you another example. Chilla Jones wouldn't battle a Latizé on Smack or a Ty Law, but he'd go battle a dead man on King of the Dot. Does that make sense?
Nah.
Now you tell me, does that make any sense?
Nah.
And that's why when I say stuff like it only matters on URL, it's a lot of things that people don't understand. These guys will battle any Joe Schmo anywhere else, but you ask these guys to do that on Smack? No, I'm not doing that. No. And that is a fact. So when people get mad at me when I say that, there's reasons to why I say these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not just going to take anybody on Smack. They're like, no. But I'll take fucking Bobby the Backpack guy down over here. I don't care. You know? But they're not going to take that same guy here. If I tell somebody right now, hey, battle Bruce Ralston, they're going to be like, besides maybe an Averb, they're going to be like, nah, it's too much of a risk. Because if you lose to Briz over here, it's very big. You know what I'm saying? You can lose to Danny Myers anywhere in the country, but if you lose to Danny on Smack, Danny just took your spot. And that's the difference. And that's what people don't understand. And that's what I was trying to tell Danny. But like with Danny Myers, he's such a nice guy, he can't tell nobody no. And I know Danny. I've seen it. I've been around Danny. I need $100, Danny, here. I need this, Danny, here. Danny, can you fly me out? Here. And that's his personality. Danny would never tell you no. Love him. Love him to death. But that's Danny.
Right.
He doesn't ever want to, and that's the problem with a lot of these guys. You know, so
Lord, let me ask you: is Ill Will ever coming back to URL? I mean, is that relationship just non-existent anymore, or where is he in the
right
plan?
now, I'll be honest with you. As of right now, it's non-existent. I don't have a relationship with Ill Will. And I'm not even the one with the problem with him, to be perfectly honest. But you know, when you make comments like you make on Twitter, and you start feeling like you're unappreciated. A lot of people make these comments, and you be like, "Damn!" And this is real stuff. Like, you know, we're there for these guys in their personal lives, everything. So when you see some of the stuff said, it really hurts you because you take a lot of pride in making these guys who they are. But sometimes they forget. You know, they forget what you did for them. And you know, I've learned fame changes people. Not even money, fame changes you. People start really feeling themselves. And it hurts. Sometimes it hurts when you take a kid from the bottom and you make them all of a sudden relevant and everybody wants to see him. A lot of these guys can't handle that. And then you start making these you know, it's a tough situation because like even Smack went out his way to really push Ill Will. I went out my way to push Ill Will. So to read some of the comments he made and actions he took, it hurts you. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, wow. Is all, you know what I mean? And you know, no shade, but at this point, I'm speaking for myself. I don't have a relationship with Ill Will. I don't. You know, I don't know if Smack or Beezy spoken to him, but as of right now, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, I wish him the best of luck, but as of right now, you know, we really don't have much of a relationship with him. To be honest with you, you know, I wish him the best though.
Well, off that. Let me ask you about the elephant in the room.
Oh shit!
I mean, recently, it's gotta be asked. I mean, recently, I mean, there's been a change. I mean, in the culture. I mean, it don't stop nothing because we rocking. But I want your opinion on what transpired between Angry Fan and the other dudes and how they handled it. What's your opinion on that?
You're referring to Angry Fan's old crew?
Absolutely.
I mean, I stated what I stated. You know, I know I spoke to Letterman. He was upset at me. But I said, listen, you know, and I have no reason to take Angry Fan's side. Angry Fan's done a lot of blogs killing me, to be honest with you. And I was just like, what's right is right, you know. And I feel as if, you know, they went out and obviously use Angry Fan's name and movement. If you're going to deny Angry Fan has a movement, then you're just not being honest. And they used it to get to where they got. And, you know, they just parted ways. I feel like they just got what they got and just scumbagged them. And I said that. And I spoke to both of them. And I was like, I'm not going to take that back. It's the truth. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? You could have did that with it. It was a difference if they were all on the same level and came up together, then decided to split. You know what I mean? But me personally, the right thing was to do was to give Angry Fan what he was for. And if you did it, erase all the channels and just start everybody fresh. You know? Because to me it was unfair. You know, like, you know, you used his name to get to a certain level. And then when you got to that level, it was like, all right, boom, I'm changing all the passwords, doing this, fuck him. You know, and to me that's wrong because you did it off this man's name. You can't say it was off of yours.
Well, that's what's being said.
That's my issue with it.
Right, but that's what's being said. Like, how much stock do you take? I hear what you're saying, and I totally agree, but how much stock do you take in that, you know, for fans of that show? I mean, we all love the original show, but it's like the real deal is that's what it appears that happened, but they want to refute that and say, no, we had our own names. Like, our names were just as big as his.
No, that's not true. And think about it like this. I know the situation a little bit more in terms of the intricacies of it. They approached Angry Fan because he had a buzz. He had a name. It made sense. The show was named Angry Fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For a reason, because he had a following. So you can't say you didn't use him to bolster your visibility, because if you say that, you're a liar. And I feel as if, you know, what's right is right. And I feel like they should just be like, look, you know what, we're going to start our own thing. If they wanted to, start your own thing. Now, when they bring the $40 a month, the YouTube fucking views pay for that on its own. So no one's coming out of their pocket. Let's be honest. You know, if you feel like I want to put more work in terms of what's it called, editing, okay, fine. But you're still going off of this man's name. And I'm not saying this because I'm on the show with Angry Fan. I've said this shit publicly already. You know?
Right. I appreciate that too, bro.
No. What's real is real, bro. Like, that's the one thing about me. I'm going to say what I feel is right. Whether you agree with it or you don't. You know? And what's right is right. They stole a channel from him. If you're gonna just say, you know, let's go our separate ways, we don't want to give you the channel because it's up at whatever 6,000 subscribers, then erase everything and just start over. Don't take it. It wasn't yours.
Right.
That's how you know.
I bitch had like 7,000 subscribers.
Yeah, something like that. So I feel exactly where you're coming from, man. Like, to be honest with you, I feel 100% where you're coming from.
I appreciate that shit. We gonna keep this popping, that's for sure. Hey, did you hear about the phone battles we started to get popping?
Stop and you know, T-Top on the contract. You're lucky I didn't fucking X that one out. Just letting you know. Letting you know that.
Yo, you know what? I was actually gonna call about that shit. That's the reason why the first battle we had was Chef Trez versus Tommy Fisker. I'm not really trying to aim towards my URL battles because of that contract. I don't know how the fuck that works. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even stress it.
So I look at the situation like that shit is better anyway because it's still putting niggas on. All these niggas out in the blogs and they have good battles. So now I can put them on the stage and get them niggas some exposure. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a big T-Top fan, man. So
who you got for him? Ali Boom is going down tonight.
Ali Boom. Well, all right, shit, I'm with it.
You got Ali Boom?
Oh no, I got T-Top. I think T-Top. T-Top. It's over beat or regular?
Regular 3-minute rounds. One round, 3 minutes.
T-Top, man, like, T-Top has this delivery about him, man, that it's just, man, he makes me want to get a pack and start moving shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I hit T-Top, I swear to God, he makes me.
That's fact.
You know?
And on Monday we got Newborn versus Danny Myers.
That's actually a good battle.
1 round, 4 minutes, bar fest. Because I'm looking at this shit like this. This is a battle that we might just not see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why the fucking wait two fucking years to might not see this battle and these niggas can do the shit for 1 round, 4 minutes real quick for the culture and shit, for battle rap.
I like that battle. That's a good battle, Newborn. And Newborn won't be able to choke in front of all those people, so that's even better. Newborn has a 1 out of every 3 battle choke average.
Newborn versus Brick is retarded.
You know, I haven't watched it. I knew that would be retarded.
Yo, Newborn versus Brick is a bar fest and a half.
I heard.
That's another person that. What are they missing to beat on URL? That Newborn, like.
But Newborn just started getting his shit down past our eyes. He was choking for so long since 106 in the park.
You know, there's a Newborn. Newborn always gets hot and then gets killed. Then gets hot.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, my nigga, you can't just keep getting killed. That nigga, you got 9 lives. You just wasted 8. You got 1 more chance, bro. You know, and that's Newborn. And you know what is a Newborn, too? His attitude sucks. You know what I mean? And people just don't want to work with him. And you know, like, he's fucking talented. Writing-wise, he's top 5. Maybe top 10. Let me go top 10.
The top 5 punchers, he has to be.
Yeah, clearly. But it's just whenever he gets the opportunity, like when he got, you know, he did well, Super Rider. I threw this nigga alley. He had a classic with Super Rider. Probably won the battle. I set him up with Johnny Alcatraz. I set him up with some. Now I'm starting to build up Newborn.
Yeah, he loses.
Johnny Alcatraz backs out the
runs
battle.
in the skull and has a problem.
No, he didn't run into Skull. He's an idiot. That's what happened with the Skull situation. Well, at the Black Star, Newborn is in there. And Newborn's pride is his worst enemy. Skull starts saying, nigga, I'll kill you. I'll buy to you. And I'm like, nigga, he's setting this nigga up. And I pull Newborn to the side. And Newborn will never tell you this, but this is a fact. I said, Newborn, relax. He's baiting you. Nah, his pride gets in. I'll kill this nigga. Let's do it. 2 weeks. He agrees to do it at SOBs. And I tell Newborn, do not take this battle. He's obviously got shit ready for you. Newborn's an arrogant kid. I don't think Skull's good. I'm going to wash him. Shows up to the battle and gets washed. Then what upset me about the situation was you didn't even take no angles. Like, Newborn just felt like I can just beat him with punches and got fucked up. His pride fucks with him all the time. And the problem with Newborn is if you don't, he does well against punchers. Anybody that doesn't punch, he does terrible against. And that is a fact. You know what I mean? Anybody with a little bit of performance and aggression and angles always beats Newborn. You put him against a Bricks Belvy, great. You put him against a Super Rider, does great. You put him against guys that rhyme similar and that's what they do, always does well. He's going to do well against Danny, but if you put him against somebody that doesn't focus on punchlines, he doesn't do well at all. And this is a fact.
I agree.
And in battle rap, you have to be able to battle anybody. Anybody. When he battled Calico, he got his boots smoothed off.
Yeah. But that was the old Newborn, though.
But you notice it's guys that don't focus on punchlines. Young Cannon smoked him. You understand? Like, he always... Every time somebody has a little more angle, and Young Cannon is a very... He's not a puncher. He's an angler, and he had bars. So, and it's always those same type of guys that beat Newborn. And it's like, he reminds me of, what the fuck's this guy? Oh, my God. He was a boxer. Oh, fuck. Terry something. Fuck, whatever his name is. And, always looked good. As soon as he got his big match, got knocked out. Every time he got a big match, got knocked out. And that's Newborn's problem. He has to understand. He has to be more versatile. You know what I mean? He's a punchline guy. If he battles punchline guys, he looks amazing. Anytime he battles somebody outside of that realm, he has a very difficult problem. And Skull is not the greatest angler, and Skull fucked him up.
That's a good point. That's a great point. With that being said, I got two personal, my own selfish questions that I want to ask you because I haven't done that yet. One, how soon are you going to drop the Steam's Prez Mafia battle? And two,
I don't want to release the surprise, but it's going to be very soon, probably like in a month.
A month? Okay.
Before the New Year, you guys should have it.
Okay. Hopefully. And
it should be out. Mm-hmm.
And two, I always see in all the groups and the blogs and everything, they be like, it's a certain demographic that goes, I wish URL battles were judged. Now, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it. I like to form my own opinion. No one can tell me who I think was more entertaining, me personally. Mm-hmm. But if you were to do it, I think you should start in Vegas, and I think you should have the Angry Fan Radio movement judge that battle. What do you think about that, sir?
See, this is the thing. I would love to have the Angry Fan movement help judge it, but they wouldn't be able to be the sole judges because you need different different points of view, different people. You know what I mean? Because then it'll be a biased judges system. It don't have to be kind of like boxing, like how you have somebody in Nevada, somebody in California, another judge in Canada. So it would kind of be like that type of judging. You know what I'm saying? Because because at the end of the day, then people are going to say, oh, Angry Fan is friends with this individual, XYZ, that's why he got the win. So you always got to have different variations or different people willing to help judge the battle. But now, we would definitely love to have you guys help judge,
Okay, just keep that in mind. I love that. It wasn't a no. I appreciate that, sir.
Well, no, of course.
Hey, no. Hey, you cut it short enough like that. We got to get you back up here soon. This is a dope interview. A lot of niggas is fucking with this interview right here. So you talking that shit right now. You've been talking shit the whole time. You fucking this shit that I like right here. This shit, that real shit.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, man, it was a long time coming. So, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come on the Angry Fan Show and represent. You know, I get a lot of bad feedback, but I'm really not a bad guy. You know.
You troll a lot, Norbes.
Oh, of course. I have fun. Sometimes you're bored. You know what I mean? I love to troll. Don't get it twisted.
I got one. Hold on. Pardon self-cap. I got one. I understand. I mean, it's all about publicity and I mean, you know, just doing what you do and everything, entertaining it to get the feedback. Yo, son, what's up with you in daylight, though? Like, I mean, you don't even strike me as a dude that'll get caught up in that. You know what it is. But, like, why do you entertain it?
Yo, make it quick, Henry. Make it quick, Henry, the battle.
I'll make it quick. Honestly, the homophobia of the urban community is the reason I do this. I swear to God.
All right.
I'm not homophobic, so when I say something like that and people go crazy, it makes me question them. Like, why? There's worse things to be called in life than a fag or a homo.
This is why I wish you didn't bring that question up, because I could sit here and talk an hour on this shit with you.
Yeah,
like, this is crazy how you niggas be doing sometimes. I know you having fun and trolling, but you niggas be saying some crazy ass shit. Niggas be talking about. Well, not even. Well, nah. You be taking pictures in fucking bras and shit. See, this is a whole nother conversation.
Bro, I've never took a picture of the bra. First of all, that picture was made by Laura Tarzi. She made.
Oh.
I didn't take that picture. You talking about with the wig on?
Up for me just now.
Yeah, that wasn't me. But yeah, but you gotta think about it like this. It's crazy when, you know, there's worse things than being called than a homosexual, and people just go, I'd rather be called a homosexual than a rapist, a crook, or anything. I'll be honest with you. I don't really care.
Gotcha. Norbes, I will be in touch. You already know. I appreciate you calling up. This is a good look right here. Angry Fans Radio, appreciate the whole movement showing you on the Facebook group and shit.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's what it is, man. Hey, you be saying about that, you hurt?
All right, thank you, brother.
Hey, man, peace.
Salute.
Angry Fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man.